カトン豪華滅却
What's up, YouTube? We are back again with some Starfield content. This time it's going to be basically the easiest ways to level up in the game, hands down. I've done both of these, both of which work. I kind of progressed at different ones during different times of the game based on my skill point need, but obviously neither are necessary. I don't want everybody jumping in and saying, well, you know, you could also just play the game. I know you could, and it's preferred for some people, but people like me who want to bank a bunch of skill points so that as we progress through the game, we can hurry up and level up the things we want to do, then this is going to be your best bet. You play through the story, I think you're guaranteed about 25 to 30 levels from level 1 to 30. Obviously, you need more XP as you continue to level up, so it's not guaranteed if you do a new game plus that you're going to go from 30 to 60 or whatever. But obviously, you can play through the storyline. But if you're trying to just farm XP, you want to spend just a day cranking out nothing but XP as much as you can, this guide is pretty much what you're going to need to do. I've tried, I think, about 5 different methods, and this is the best 2 that I've seen so far. Method 1 is going to be farming, actually resource farming. So if you've seen the video that I posted about essential base needs, like modules and things you just need to have just to have a very simple base that will still be effective, these are basically those things. So you're going to need to find a planet that has iron and aluminum, which they're abundant, and try to find a spot where you can put your base down on both resources. What I mean by that, to be specific, is if you go to a planet, let's say you've never been here before, and I want to scan for resources, and you see all the different resources here, you can see that this planet does have the 2 that I said I needed. I needed iron, which should be here. Oh, no, it's aluminum. And then iron is going to be here. So you're going to want to find an area where this red, this iron color, is close to this, the aluminum color, because the game will allow you to farm both resources at once. For this planet, unfortunately, as you can see, there basically aren't any. There are some that come close, but that is they're few and far between. So let's say this is the spot I wanted to go to. That's where you would drop your marker down, run around with your scanner out, and you'll be able to see what resources you can put down around. To show you what I mean, right here, I put down my my little camp right here, my outpost, but if you look on the ground, it's all highlighted in that bronze color because that's all iron. It's an iron deposit. You can see right there, that's where it stops. So I would suggest dropping down in the location that has both the colors closest together and running around until you can find one that has both. If you can't find one that has both, don't spend hours and hours and hours looking for it. It's fine. Just drop one base on the iron and one base on the aluminum. As long as it's on one planet, it makes it significantly easier for you to get around. So all you need to do is put down at most 2 extractors. I got a little crazy. I put out a bunch, didn't realize I didn't need to at the time, but at most you'll need 3. At least just put 1 down. 1 down on the aluminum base, 1 down on the iron base. I'd label them as such so you know which one you're going to when you drop them down. Then you want to build containers. So these are the larger containers you can have. These are probably containers you're going to want to start off with. They're both solids, so you want to build solid storage containers. And everything I'm saying isn't something that you got to be late game to do. If I just open up the store right here, you'll see that the extractor costs aluminum and iron, the stuff this planet already has for you to be able to mine, and it's only 2 of each. Tungsten's the only thing you're going to probably need to buy. It's not even that expensive. Basically, every place you go to, the main place you go to has it in the game. Like, you have to go there, and there's a store there. It's not that expensive. You only need 1 to drop this down. Then if I go over to the storage, this is the basic storage. Again, iron, aluminum, kind of a theme here. You don't need many, you need 2 and 3 of each, and then 1 adaptive frame. So adaptive frames you make with, guess what? Iron and aluminum. This is kind of a repetitive resource process here. It's why this is the best farming method. So as you can see, I have a metric crap ton of both resources because I'm farming them both on the same planet, so I'm sharing the inventory basically. So once you get these resources put down, I would suggest you build up enough iron and aluminum to max out one of these containers, drop it down, and then put another one next to it and keep chaining them like this. You can daisy chain them. They all snap together and they go all the way through, and I just stacked them as high as I could. So this may seem like a lot, but I could honestly burn through this for XP in probably an hour, maybe 2 hours at most. That's a lot though. So I don't even think I would spend that much time doing this. So once you get your resources down, all the same process works for any resources on the ground. So this isn't just specific to the iron base. This is any base I have that I'm farming resources. Once you have it down, the next thing you're going to want to do is chain the inventory together. By chain the inventory together, what I mean is I use the top-down view just so I can get around the base more. You see all these red lines? You're going to want to, once you put down the resource extractor, you have to, and on Xbox it's right trigger, I'm pretty sure for all consoles it's right trigger. And you're going to link the resource to the container you want it to fill. So you're saying I put down an iron pump, this is going to pump out iron, where do I want it to go? Into this container. Once you drop another container, you can link this container to that one, and this container to that one, and so on and so forth, all the way up the daisy chain of containers that you have. Once you have that done, and also the reason why you want to do that is so once this one fills up, it's going to say, oh, I have inventory, let me default to my nearest one. Oh, I don't have any inventory, let me default to my nearest one, and it's going to keep doing that all the way till the last one in the chain gets full. Then that one gets full, then that one gets full, all the way in reverse. That way you're not filling up one and then nothing else is getting one. You don't have to link one to one. You can just link them all together and it shares its inventory. And as long as you're on the base itself, you can access all the resources you have on the base from anywhere within the base. So that's another benefit. I don't have to go pick up all this iron out of these containers to build stuff. So once you have that built, the next thing you're gonna have to build is power. Solar arrays are the cheapest, easiest way to go. I will show you right here. A solar array costs aluminum, beryllium, and copper. All three of those, again, you can buy. Aluminum is, this planet will already have it. You only need 2. Beryllium and copper, you don't need many of those, but those are also ones that you can purchase. They're, again, not that many credits. I think for less than 10,000 credits, you can get enough beryllium and copper and the other resource, I can't remember what it was that fast, but whatever the other resource was to be able to build at least a starting base of this. Because once you have it built, you don't have to worry about it anymore because you're going to start cranking this stuff out like it's nobody's business. So once I have the solar arrays down and I have my resource pumps down and I have my storage down, this is a XP / money making machine basically. Not that much credits, but definitely a decent amount of XP. So also, just as a quick side note, for solar arrays, you don't need to put them near the actual resource. Mine are straight lined right here because I thought when I was first building this base that because these are the things I'm powering, I need to put the solar arrays near them. I can make a solar farm way off here in the distance and line them all up all pretty like, and it'll power everything on this base. If you look at the bottom right of my screen, it says total power versus needed power. Anywhere you put these solar arrays, it's gonna automatically make that number go up for total power. It doesn't care about where it's placed. It just cares as long as it's placed down within the limitations of your base. All right, for the next step, you're gonna need to build a workbench. And guess what a workbench costs? Surprise, surprise. Workbench costs iron and aluminum, the thing we're already farming for here. And for reference of why I keep saying the thing we're farming for here, because let's say you come here without any of those resources, because we're farming those resources here, this planet already has it in abundance. So if I just walk around, turn on my scanner, there's some beryllium, don't need to buy that. There's some iron over there. There's going to be iron and aluminum iron there around the base that you dropped, so you can just farm it from the ground itself and then use it to start building these things to start with. That's why I like this option so much. So the next thing you're going to need to build, if you weren't able to find a spot with both iron and aluminum, you're going to need to build one of these, which is a cargo link. A cargo link does cost more. I call them unnatural resources because it's resources you can't just like mine out of the ground basically. But what you're gonna need to buy is a cargo link, and cargo links are aluminum, iron. Thank God we're already farming that here. Beryllium, the planet I'm on actually already has that, and zero wire. Zero wire you can also buy from vendors. You can also find laying around the map in a lot of places. If you're trying to just do this quickly, I would just go to a vendor, buy it. It only costs 1 per 0 wire, and you need to build 2 of these bases, 2 of these cargo links. So I would buy 2 0 wires, 2 berylliums if you need to. The iron and aluminum, if you want to, you can just buy it, or you can just farm it at the planet that you're at. So once you have this built, which is mine right there, already built, what you're going to want to do is link this container on the right, because this is the outlet, this is the inlet. So this is my iron base. My aluminum base is on the other side of the planet. So my aluminum base, I have this same exact cargo link, but I have my last container, which would be, I guess, this one in this scenario. All my resources on this whole base are all routing to this one last container. So once all the rest get filled up, it's because this one's filled. So I'm going to link this one to my outlet. If this was my aluminum base, that's how I have it. I have the aluminum link to leave the aluminum base and then arrive at my iron base. That way I'm sharing the resources for the two. So this is my outlet. Once that ship that you just saw lands, it fills this container up. I have this container linked to come over here, and guess what? I daisy chain these as well. So it's filling up from the last one all the way down to the one that it's dropping it off in. So once all these are showing green, I know this thing is stock full. I can start cranking it out again. I could keep building up so that it never happens to be full, but you know, I'm trying to do this efficiently, and I don't come to this planet to max out XP that often anymore, so not really needed for me. So once you have the cargo link set up, you have one resource going to the other place. I wouldn't do both going to both because it sometimes mixes them up and you don't want to do that. I would just pick either my iron go to my aluminum base or my aluminum go to my iron base. Once you have that set up fully, all you have to do is come over to the workbench and start cranking out the XP. So all these adaptive frames are what we're going to be building. You're going to come up to here. Adaptive frames going to be the first thing up there. So if I hit AA, because it only takes iron and aluminum, one of each, I get 1 XP. If I hit A and max it all the way out, I get 99 XP. So this for console is kind of screwy because unlike PC where they can just click, hover their mouse over 99, hit it and hit enter, they can do this in literally a second. I've done it on my PC. I can do 100 XP per second. On console, however, if you press right on the thumbstick, like it's going to be going up like that, and then you tap your bumper, you can make it go up a lot faster. It's not going to be 1 second. It's roughly 5 seconds. If you do it correctly, I didn't do it correctly just then. Let's try that again. Move it over. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll say 5. So 5 seconds, you can get 100 XP. That's if you're doing it, you know, in that manner. I can tap faster. Again, like I said, PC can move faster. I haven't tried this on my PlayStation yet, but you could also get it to go quicker. But this is essentially all you're going to be doing, is just cranking out this and making it over and over and over again. As you can see, it says 999 for both resources for me. We both just saw it was over 30k for each of them of what I have. So that's 30,000 XP per if you want to do it one by one, because that's how much I have. Now, for reference, how much XP you'll need, I've noticed it's about 1.1 or 1.2% of your level. So what I mean by that is, if I come over, I'm level 95 now from cranking out these levels. You look at the top left of my screen, it says I need 10,000 XP. I'm level 95. So that means I need roughly 1,000 or I guess 1,100 XP per level that I am. So instead of 9,500, it's 10,000. People who don't care about doing all that math, ignore everything I just said. Basically, that's what you're going to be doing to crank out XP here and be able to push through all your levels that way. If I did this 55 more times, then I'd hit, because 5 more times take me to 6, then I'd hit my next level. That sounds like a lot, 55. If it takes me 5 seconds per, that's less than 10 minutes to go up another level. And I'm already this high. For people looking at this video, you're probably significantly lower level than I am, so it's going to take you significantly less time to shoot up all those levels. Now let's hop over to the second way that you can get XP. It's less XP, but it is also less, you know, building and doing things. You only have to build one thing, and it only costs ammo to do. So also, just to summarize for this, I did some math. I tried to do it as normally as I could and not try to do everything fast and efficient. For the material farm, if you do it the way that I just did it, you can make upwards of 200,000 XP an hour. which would mean you need to have enough resources on hand to do that. Obviously, I only have like 35,000, so I would not be able to make 200,000 an hour. But if I built all these up, if I maybe replaced all these small ones with the large ones that can hold 600 instead of like 100, then yes, I could definitely crank out 200,000 XP an hour. I'm not going to do that, but it is possible. So now that you know the summary of this, hope it helped. Let's hop over to the next method. All right, method 2 is going to be bug farming or alien farming. I call it bug farming because of where I went. So I wanted to start off with my map just to show you all where I went specifically, because you can go anywhere, but you know, instead of having to search and find, you can just see where I am. So Alpha Centauri's down here. If you go up to the right, search through your stars, you'll find Bardeen. Bardeen is level 70. So to do this, you need to find somewhere. I would recommend 70 and up because there's like a 75 somewhere. So there, just find the highest level you can. I would not do 55s or 60s or 65s. I would only do 70s and up. So once you find the system, you want to take a look at it. I suggest finding a planet that's not going to kill you while you're up there if you don't have like an advanced suit, or if it's one of those extremely hazardous planets that will literally start doing negative things to you while you're there. Try to find one that's reasonable. I managed to find this one, Bardeen 3. If you want to go there, same place as I am. Click on it. I just picked a random location up here. I tried to pick somewhere that looked like it was, you know, normal terrain. If you click on actual locations, it'll tell you whether it's mountains or valleys and so forth. But I picked a random location right here. If you wanted to pick the same one I can, you can. I literally named it XP Farm because I know what I'm going to be using it for. All right, so this is my bug farm, or AKA insect or alien farm, whatever you want to call it. But I call it bug farm. That's what I did. So I'm going to lead you up to how I got to this point. So let's fly out of this base. So basically every planet you go to, there's flora, fauna, and resources. You can see at the left right now when I have up my resource scanner. So you're gonna want to find a living thing here to make it simple. The plants and stuff don't really matter for this. You're gonna find a living thing. So for this planet, if you go to the planet that I went to, I use the crickets. See how it says 100% scanned? You have to basically get within range of the thing that you're trying to scan, hit A, or I guess X, or whatever it is on whatever you're playing, to scan it. Do that to just that one. I would find one that isn't do not do flying, and I'll explain that later. Don't do anything that has wings. Only do things on the ground, and only do things like this, like larger things that aren't aggressive naturally. And it will tell you once you scan it. See how it says temperament territorial? That means if I walk up to them out and about, they're not going to attack me unless I get too close to them. So that's what you're going to want to find. There are, on this planet, there's about a decent amount of very dangerous living things here. I would only go for things that are passively aggressive, that aren't just naturally aggressive things that come and attack and kill you. So once you scan it to 100%, the next thing you're going to want to do is unlock the zoology skill right here. So once you unlock the zoology skill, you only need rank 1. You are then able to build animal husbandries. It's basically for you to be able to put down these little buildings I have right here. And once you put down the building, it'll spawn whatever you've scanned to 100%. The reason I said don't scan flyers is because if you scan something with wings, when they spawn, they fly and they go all crazy everywhere. It's very difficult to shoot them. It just makes this process a lot more difficult. And I didn't know that at first, so the first thing I scanned was birds, then I scanned the insects, then I scanned a couple other things my first time around doing this. And it's pretty much RNG in terms of what it does. I don't know if it does what you did first, but I've done this for a couple planets and it seems pretty random as to what pops out of here. So I made it simple. I came to this planet. I only scan these grasshoppers. It's the only thing I scan because the planet's level 70. They spawn at around 70 to 85. So basically, once you scan to 200%, you unlock your zoology skill. You're going to want to find a flat area I say flat because if you get too mountainous, it won't let you build in this operation. And again, I try to be effective and efficient, not just you could do this, you could do that, just the most effective route to take. And this is the most effective route to take by far. Here's why. Zoom up. So once I built these, you can tell it's a circle. I couldn't build a full circle because unfortunately for me, the plant here and this rock here wouldn't go away. So I had to build them further up. But you're basically going to want to build a circular shape of these buildings. They don't need to be powered. I've seen things where they say they need to be powered. I have mine powered, but you can see down there it isn't even totally powered. And I've been doing this forever because I got about this far in and realized, wait, why am I powering these? It doesn't do anything. It does do something. It does make them do certain things, but you don't need all that. So once you have them placed down in a circular way, as you're placing them, you'll already start to see these guys spawn in. They'll all start spawning in out of here as you're placing them down. I do a circle so that as they spawn, if you check, if you look where I put them, they're all facing the same way, where the barn side's facing out and the flat side's facing out of the circle. The barn side's facing in, I'm sorry. So that when they spawn here on the inside. And they don't walk out and start wandering around. The objective is to keep them in and as close as possible. You can see how many have grouped up in this one area I wasn't able to fill compared to all the other areas that seem pretty filled out. So what I would recommend is a circle. You can do 10, you can do 15, you can do 20. As many of these as you can manage to build, the more you're going to get to spawn. So basically, because of their level and because you made these animal houses, they're essentially like your pets. So as you can see, they don't attack me. Also, I picked this race specifically because, again, they're territorial for temperament. They don't just naturally aggress. So once you have all these down and they start spawning out, I have seen where someone has just had a very high-powered sniper rifle. They build a tower in the center, and they just stand up there and pop them all off, one by one. They just go around in a circle, start shooting them all. You can get up a lot of skills doing these kinds of things. You know, there's sniper skills, shotgun skills, every weapon skill there is for scope, non-scope, all of that stuff. You can upgrade all those while also doing this for XP. My recommendation, pick any weapon you know will one-shot them. The way you find out is you pick a weapon you think strong and you try to shoot them once and keep rolling through your weapons. I had about 2,200 rounds of this shotgun and it's a one-hit kill. So I was like, I'm just going to use this shotgun and run through it. I have 7 shots in a mag. It's easy. My method is not to stand in the center and snipe, only because I don't have a strong sniper. And as you can see, it gets nighttime here and kind of hard to see sometimes. You can turn up the gamma so you can see, but what I do instead, I take this shotgun and I run in a circle. I hop up here. See, it's almost too dark to even see right here, but if they're moving, they're alive. Dead. Dead. And that's it. That's all I do. Keep walking. If you can't tell if they're alive or not, shoot them once anyway. If you're really not sure, walk into them. It physically stops you. Once they're dead, you can walk right on past. That's it. That's all you're going to be doing. So I'm getting 94 a kill here, but if you go to sleep before you do this, you'll get about 105. So it's about a 10 XP difference, which after you do 10 of these, that's 100 XP difference. You level up quickly. Now, the reason why the XP farm by resources is a little bit better is because it's just you're standing still, shooting. I mean, not shooting, pressing A, over and over again. And you just start building up XP that way. This way, it does cost you ammo. It does take a little bit longer because obviously you have to walk around. As you can see, some of these are taking me 2 shots instead of 1 because it's like a RNG in terms of how many bullets hit them if I crit, stuff like that. If it does hit them, do they have standard health? All that kind of stuff. But generally, 1-shot kills, as you can see from all of these. I'm sure you can just count how many I've killed, seeing how many I've had to shoot more than once and do the math yourself. But it's simple. It kind of makes me feel a little more fulfilled when I do this than the resource XP farm because you're literally just sitting there hitting a whole bunch on that XP farm. This way, you're at least doing something. And like I said, you can build up your passive skills. If you keep shooting until it auto-reloads you, that's a skill for reloading. If you want to upgrade your reload skill, the only way to do that is to shoot until you run out of ammo, let it auto-reload. The only downside to this versus the XP farm for resources is half the XP. So I've run this for 5 minutes straight, and did the math on what XP you could get by just one-shotting everything as you go through this circle. And it's about half as much. You're gonna get about 100k XP an hour doing this method, as opposed to doing the method with the resources. The difference, though, and the benefit is you have to have, 200,000 resources to get that 200,000 XP. For this to work, I just need ammo and a gun. That's it. Ammo, yes, ammo, you do have to buy it. Or, if you're like me and you managed to do the credit cheat when it was still in there, you don't care about that. You just go buy a bunch of ammo from everywhere and run this game. But I just love the fact that I can get skills completed while also getting XP completed, while also getting skill points for that with levels. So it's just, I feel it's more beneficial to do that. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. If anybody has any comments or any better methods to use, please let me know. I'm like maybe 200 or 300 hours into this game, but I just finished the story because I played that last because I'm doing things like, the random missions, finding random guns, going to random planets and exploring. So the game does have a certain fall off at a certain point, but to make sure you stay engaged, leveling up and having these skills makes things a lot more efficient. So that's kind of why I put the video out there. Like, comment, subscribe for more content. Definitely comment if you have any better advice, or if you have any critiques, let me know so I can get better from them. Thanks for watching. Peace.